Hello everyone, my name is Amaya and I'm here to talk to you today about sustainable self-care. Now, self-care is something that we're all growing familiar with. It's definitely getting thrown around quite a bit. And so when it came to me that I wanted to talk to you guys about this, it was hard because it feels cheesy. It feels like, there's some resistance to this word. I think it kind of gets thrown up there with like self-love as well. And so I think the reason why we struggle with self-care is because we're trying to make something practical out of something that's very abstract. And so today I want to talk a little bit more about what self-care actually can look like and how we can make it more manageable and material in our everyday life. So first, I just wanted to talk about the importance of self-care and basically why it's important to us at all. And I've come to realize that a big part of self-care is that it affects our immediate world. And I'm talking about our relationship to our families and friends. And then it goes into how we interact with that world, being like our job or projects or things that we're trying to do. And so I think we've come to realize that when we are disconnected with ourselves and, feeling out of sorts, that shows up everywhere around us. And the reason why we know is because we're getting feedback from all these different sources. And so for me, it actually became that I was doing all the self-care work for everyone else. And I didn't even realize that doing all of this work, I was still putting myself last. I forgot that self-care was actually for me and for me alone, and everything else comes after that. We can't show up for the world when we're not showing up for ourselves. We just can't. There's no way around it. And it's something that we have to actively participate on a daily basis. And even on days that we forget, we have to accept that we're going to be going back onto that path as soon as we're able to. When I started looking at this, I realized, I really kind of don't have a self-care regimen. My self-care regimen is go, 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 go until you can't anymore. And then, you take your time, you take your baths, you call your friends, and then you pat yourself up enough to get back into the world and do what you were doing before. And so when you realize that your self-care has turned into a Band-Aid, what do you do? Where do you start? How can you change this habit and routine? And as I've said before, life started changing for me when I started looking at it more objectively. I was really struggling with acne, and so I wanted to improve my skin, but I kept putting all this harsh stuff on my skin, trying to tame it, when really I needed nourishment. I needed something that was going to provide moisture and actually work with what I had going on so that I can bridge the gap to where I wanted to be. Now, at the time, I was also really struggling with food and my relationship to food. It just wasn't exciting anymore. I just felt a disconnection with it because of my disconnection to my own body. And so my solution to this was, we have the internet. There's infinite recipes out there for any lifestyle of person so that you can get excited about food. Add some color if that's your jam, because it is mine. In any case, I also, I think one of the biggest changes for me was really identifying that I had a need to nurture, and I needed to do that for myself. But it was really helpful to start nurturing something else alongside me. And so I picked up plants and propagation and things that made me feel empowered to do more with what I had. The secret is repetition. You just have to do it over and over. There's really no way around it. Believe me, I've tried. Until you actually commit to showing up as often as you can, you won't really see the results that you're looking for. Now, I get that I mentioned a lot of activities just now, and the truth is, it doesn't really matter where you start. All that matters is that you start somewhere. It could be simple, it could be something familiar to you. The important thing is that we build upon it and start shifting into an additive mindset. Once we shift into the additive mindset, we see that all our small contributions are actually making up a bigger picture. Now, I understand this isn't easy for everyone, but we're here to help each other. And so I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to be putting out a video of a very simple exercise that's going to help you reignite or even just start your relationship to self-care. So in the meantime, I want to hear from you. What is in your toolbox? What are some Band-Aids you're using to catch up on self-care? Comment below and I'll see you next time.